Like sands through the hourglass, so are the days of our lives.
Drives it into right center field, hit it hard. This baby is way back. Out of here.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Humm Baby Baseball channel, and today going to talk a little WWE, apparently, okay? Going to talk a little soap opera, apparently, because we're getting into the Astros cheating scandal. We got so much to catch up on. There's no way to keep up with this story. Every day it's something new. Players are coming out against the Astros. They're talking smack. The Astros are punching back. They got stuff to say as well. And then there's new theories coming out. Crazy conspiracy stuff left and right. It's the JFK assassination 2.0.
Going back and to his left. Shot from the front and right. Back and to the left. Back and to the left.
And you got to look at all the evidence, and you got to look at everything and come up with your own opinion on what the hell really happened. Because all we know for 100% is that the Astros cheated in 2017. They banged trash cans, and apparently there's no hard evidence right now to prove anything about 2019. The closest thing we got, though, crazy, suspicious, weird tweets that said they had buzzers. And then when you look at that video with Altuve, it's really weird and suspicious how he didn't want his jersey torn, and he runs into the clubhouse before coming back out to celebrate with the team. And you got to say, what the hell was that? Explain that. Nobody wants to accuse anyone of wrongdoing based on just a tweet, but there is circumstantial evidence, or there was definitely some circumstantial evidence in addition to that, and it mainly stems from the home run from Altuve. Like, why didn't you want your jersey torn? It looks weird, and then you run into the clubhouse. So obviously you have to question that. You have to question, how are you cheating in 17, stealing signs? They cheated in 2018 with the video room, and then what happened in 19? You accepted Jesus Christ as your Lord and personal Savior, and everybody went clean. Come on, Astros, you understand why people don't buy that crap, and they want to know what's going on. Did you do what seems to be a common sense thing, which is, hey guys, we can't bang trash cans, we can't whistle, we can't do that stuff anymore. People are catching on. We see the other team's pitchers starting to catch on. We got to cut this. We're going to get in deep trouble, but we don't want to quit stealing signs. We got such a great system. So I tell you what, let's go with a feeling instead. We got Bluetooth technology. It's 2019. You know we can throw something on there in the patch. Come on now, we got this. Dude, let's do this. I'm sorry, it makes sense. Does that mean they definitely did it? Of course not. But there is evidence, circumstantial, common sense wise, and other reasons, especially mainly, you don't get no benefit of the doubt. Sorry, you lost that privilege. Having said all that, we got to go back to Bellinger, because Cody Bellinger had some comments. This is what started off the process that led us to the tattoo, and that's where we're at now. We're at a tattoo. So Cody Bellinger comes out and says, this is bullcrap. These guys cheated. He said they cheated for 3 years. He used that word. He said 3 years. And then he said Altuve stole the MVP from Judge that year.
I don't know what human hits a walk-off home run against Aroldis Chapman to send your team to the World Series. And one has the thought to say, don't rip my jersey off. But two, go in the tunnel, change your shirt, and then come out and do your interview. Like that makes no sense to me.
Carlos Correa punches back, says, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. You need to shut the F up. Correa has got his teammates back. And I will say this about the Correa interview with Ken Rosenthal. How can I come out against A.J. Hinch and say A.J. Hinch's interview was bullcrap, political answers? He wouldn't give us anything, and it sucked. And then Correa comes out and basically he speaks his mind there. Now, I'm not saying everything he said was true. Obviously, if he lied in it, well, those are lies. But I don't know. I'm just telling you, at least he was forthright. The interview was entertaining. I'll give him that. At least he came out and spoke his mind. I'm not saying everything he said was right. Was it smart on his part? Did he need to say anything? Not really. Probably the best move was just to not say anything and shut the hell up and try to get through this. But hey, he came out. He had his teammates back, and he said he didn't use the freaking trash can. And if we look into the stats at the official trash can banging website, we can see that Altuve actually didn't use a whole lot of bangs. He did not like the banging system according to the stats. He only had a handful of bangs while the other players had a whole bunch of bangs. The only other guys that didn't have too many bangs were, and it also corroborates what Correa said, and that was Tony Kemp and Josh Reddick. Those guys didn't get a lot of bangs either. So, okay, appreciate the inside info, and it does check out. Those guys didn't get bangs. It doesn't mean y'all didn't cheat. It doesn't mean y'all deserve any benefit of the doubt. It doesn't mean anything that you guys did in 2017 is going to be considered legit now, including the MVP. People are going to consider that MVP tainted. Other people will say, hey, it's legit. It's just going to be a personal opinion. I personally, from looking at that, think that Altuve probably he hit great on the road. He hit almost 400. It seems like Altuve probably was legit, but you know what? How are you going to give the benefit of the doubt? We don't know what was going on. Who knows, right? Maybe he did earn the MVP. Maybe he didn't. Regardless, they're going to be questioned, and they deserve to be questioned. It's a sad deal. But hey, if Altuve's that good, maybe he can win another MVP, maybe even with another team. Who knows in the future? But that 2017 season, everything they accomplished will be questioned. Something else Correa said I wanted to touch on before I get to the tattoo. I'm going to use Correa's word. That's something else I want to address right there. I want to address that when asked about the World Series, he went ahead and analyzed the World Series. He didn't give a political answer. He analyzed it and went into detail. So I'll give him credit for that, being prepared and coming out and arguing his case. But having said that, there's a big problem. Even if you are able to prove, which I'm not saying he did, but even if you're able to prove and convince anyone that you guys beat the Dodgers clean in that World Series, that you weren't stealing signs and you didn't know the signs, you have to go back to the previous series and the one before that and the regular season, because we don't even know if you would have been in the World Series. Maybe it would have been the Yankees in the World Series, Yankees, Dodgers. Maybe it would have been some other team. Maybe y'all all wouldn't have even made it to the postseason. I doubt it. They were a really good team, which just pisses me off even more because they didn't need it, just like some of the steroid guys that didn't need it, but they went ahead and cheated anyway. It's so stupid. But having said all that, we don't know. We don't know how deep they would have made it to the playoffs. So, Carlos, you can't just analyze the World Series. I need you to analyze the playoffs as well. Every single series, every single game, every single at-bat to prove that you guys would have won everything anyway. That's going to be a tall mother effing task. And the last thing, Carlos Correa came out to defend Altuve and the jersey ripping thing. Finally, someone comes out and finally gives more information. Why do you wait so long? Why does AJ Hinch give a political answer? Why do you all act guilty if you're not in every single aspect? We know you're guilty in general, but if you're not guilty of using buzzers, and if that thing had an explanation, why? You wait so long. Finally, now we're hearing about this tattoo. And apparently he does have a tattoo. It's been confirmed in the clubhouse at spring training by reporters, and there are also some photographs from 2019 where you can see some of the tattoo. If those are not photoshopped, I assume those are legit. Maybe I shouldn't assume that, but it looks like, I looked at him and they look like he actually had a tattoo around his collarbone that season, late that season, that he got shortly before that game. But the crazy thing is, you got to wonder, how the hell are you thinking about a tattoo in that position? You just crushed a home run off Aroldis Chapman to send your team to the World Series, their first World Series. This wasn't 2019, 2018, 2017. The Astros, who sucked for so long, are going to the World freaking Series. He's rounding third. His team is all there waiting. 40, 50,000 fans going nuts. And he's like, hey, tattoo, mi tatuaje, la camisa, no. How are you thinking of a tattoo? I don't understand that. I would be on the clouds. I would be running those bases, and I don't know what world I'm in right now. I'm in an outer world, outer mind, outer body experience when I'm running those bases after that type of a hit. There is no way I understand anything that's going on. There's no way I'm thinking of a tattoo. There's no way I'm thinking anything, but I can't believe this is happening. We're going to the World Series. I just hit a home run. Is Jose Altuve so good, such a champion, such a freaking hardcore dude that ain't nothing to him? He hits a game-winning home run off of Aroldis Chapman to send his team to the World Series, and he's like, man, a tattoo is kind of embarrassing. I don't want people to see that. Hey guys, don't rip the shirt because I got this tattoo right here. Apparently that might actually be the case because he has the tattoo. The tattoo checks out. There's no other way around it. The tattoo checks out. He has the tattoo. Did they think about this for a couple weeks? Like, what are we going to say? Oh, what about that tattoo you got? Hey, Jose, remember that tattoo you got? You think we could throw that in? You think we can use that as a reason? That's perfect. You got that right before that. Isn't that possible too? That they came up with that the tattoo had nothing to do with that, but that they came up with that as another version of what could be the reason. Because there's been 3 reasonings so far. I'm shy. My wife didn't want that. There are photos of Altuve with his shirt off on his wife's Instagram. So obviously she didn't care that much. So there's just so much here that has to be processed and you got to figure it out. Did they have, and if they had buzzers, why is Altuve wearing one if he didn't want the trash can bangs? Is he more comfortable with the buzz than the bang? I mean, there's so many questions. One thing we can say is that they don't really deserve a benefit of the doubt, although having said that, I am not for convicting anyone or punishing anyone without proof. So I'm not saying they deserve to get punished or suspended for 2019 if there's no proof. Now, maybe there is proof and MLB's sweeping it under the rug. Anything is possible in this case. This case is insane. What a crazy story. So much to think about, so much to process. And if you don't believe that Altuve was rounding third thinking about his tattoo, I'm with you, man. That is insane. How you're thinking about your tattoo at that moment, that's nuts. I get it if you got an embarrassing tattoo you don't want people to see with your shirt off, but how you have the mind to think of that in such a moment when you're rounding the bases after hitting that type of home run, it is really insane. But hey, maybe Altuve is at a different level than most of us. Maybe he wasn't on the clouds. Maybe he wasn't feeling like that. Maybe he was just like, yeah, no big deal. This is what I do, man. Oh shit, tattoo. Y'all have a great day. I appreciate you joining me. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Check out the links in the description. Check out my Twitter page. I really do appreciate it, trying to gain a little following over there. Thanks guys for joining me. Gonna have more videos coming real soon. Gonna have more previews. Getting ready for 2020. Spring training is here. We got games coming up and it's time to focus on baseball, but this Astros stuff is nuts. We got to talk about that too, so let's do that below. Have a great day guys, and I'll talk to you later. See ya! When the Giants come to town, it's bye-bye, baby. Every time the chips are down, it's bye-bye, baby. History's in the making at Oracle Park.